because our wizard is going to have a long, pointy beard. We want the construction for our clumsy wizard to be a bit crooked and kooky to add to that sense of clumsiness. We can do this with the brim of the hat. Rather than having a nice clean round shape, we can have it flap around a little bit. And then we can add a few other construction shapes to the face, like a long pointy nose and a pointy mustache coming out from under it. Moving into the body, I can have the neck point out in that crooked sort of way, and the body's going to have a bit of a bent over, awkward pose. And this upper body shape is going to go all the way down into where the legs and feet are to create a long wizard's cloak. I'm going to start off with a bit of a stick figure shape with both of these arms, just to get an idea as to how we're going to position everything. I'm going to draw a little bit of a square shape where the hands are going to be, and then doing the same thing with the other arm. And then another little line for where we're going to position his wand. But we're going to keep in mind that he's going to be clumsy, so I'm actually drawing the handle of the wand at the end, so he's holding it backwards. I'm going to draw the shapes of a book in his other arm, starting off by drawing a skewed rectangle like this, and then another larger rectangle coming out from the edge of that, so you can see where the spine of the book is held in his hand. That's the construction phase done on our clumsy wizard. I'm ready to go ahead now and add some characteristics. Starting off with his face, I'm going to have his eyebrows raised in a little bit of a concerned expression. I'm going to draw really little concerned eyes because I think that might make him look like he might need spectacles, but he forgot them or isn't wearing any. And I'm also going to draw a few lines under this eye just to make him have that aged wizard look. I'm ready to move on to the characteristics for the rest of the body, but for today's feature focus, I want to take a closer look at the hands. Let's jump over to the doodle pad and have a play. To break down the hand construction into really simple shapes, you have a bit of a rectangle, slightly wider at the end where the fingers are, and then the shapes of the fingers sort of pop out of the end. Likewise, the thumb sort of pops out the side, like so. We can use these basic construction shapes to create hands of all kinds. So for example, I'm going to draw a really simple cartoon hand. So I'm going to squash that rectangle shape that we started off with, and I might just draw 3 little stumpy cartoon fingers, have a little cute thumb coming out of the side, and with our construction drawn, I can go ahead and add the details. A cartoon hand doesn't need to even be half as realistic as an actual human hand, so we really don't need as much detail. So now that we've had a look at how we can construct the hand, let's see how that works applied to our clumsy wizard cartoon. I'm going to start off with that similar rectangle shape. I'm going to give him 4 fingers, but I'm going to make them really long and quite square. As you can see in this reference here, there's a little bit of a peaked look. So you can keep that shape in mind when you're drawing your own construction. A lot of people often struggle with drawing hands because they look quite complicated, but when you break it down into shapes, it can be much more simple to do. So following the foundation that we've laid down, now we can add the details around the edges. I feel like this hand is looking adequately clumsy, but they're not quite older wizard hands yet, so I'm going to add a few more details which can help make something look a bit more aged. For example, drawing in these little semicircles on the ends of the fingers to add fingernails, and then we can add 2 lines in the middle of each of the fingers to look like hand wrinkles, and we can add detail to the knuckle by adding these little boxy shapes at the base of the fingers and a few lines in the middle of the hand to show the tendons. So I'm happy with how this works, and I think it looks suited to the clumsy wizard, so I'm going to see what this looks like on our original sketch. Let's jump back to it. I think it might be extra funny to have him holding the book upside down. I'm going to flip my paper like this and just write the word magic. And then when we flip the page right way up again, we can see he's holding the book upside down. Last but not least, we're going to add the final details on his cloak, and I might even make his sleeves a little bit longer at the end for that iconic wizard look. Now that our cartoon's really coming together, I think we're ready for a tidy up. There we have our clumsy wizard. I think I'm going to call him Bumbledurp. Let's go say hello. Hi, Bumbledurp. How's your day going?
Hello there, Jazza. Well, not very well. I've been trying all day, but I just cannot get this spell right. Wanta dusta rasta bang bang Kyrian Morsivodiantus. It's just not working.
Have you tried turning your spellbook the other way around?
Oh, how silly of me. Let's give this another try, shall we? Okay. Morphoses, Valkyrian, Bang, Ruska, Duska, Wendigo! Yes, that sounds about right. Now, Jazza, how can I help you? Jazza?
Start your engines. Dino trucks are back. With new adventures.
What do you say?
Excellent. And old enemies.
Was my smashing not clear?
Get smashing with your prehistoric pals.
It is amazing what can be accomplished when everyone works together.
Half truck, half dino.
This is embarrassing.
Fully loaded fun.
What do we do now? Now, we trucks it up.
Brand new Dino Trucks. Weekend 6:30 on ABC Me.